In today's video, we're going to be going over a 3-bedroom end terrace property based in the northeast of England. Now, there's 2 primary goals with this property. One is for monthly cash flow, and the second is helping you beat the banks with the low saving rates currently in the banks are given. So looking at the buying costs to get into this property, so the purchase price for this property is £70,000, and we also needed a refurbishment to get this property up to specification, and for the strategy that we're doing for it is £22,000, okay? That includes refurbishment and also furniture for the property. Now, the legals and survey costs, we're looking at about £1,300, and then the stamp duty at 3% of the actual purchase price is £2,100 that we had to pay on this property. So that makes a total cash input to this deal of £95,400 to get into this property. Now, obviously, if you guys haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button as well and that notification bell for any future videos that we're going to be going through on Deals Friday. Going over to the actual refurbishment, so the breakdown of the refurbishment, this property had a massive damp issue when we actually purchased it. So we had to, as soon as completion come up, we'd take everything back to brick, as you'll probably see on the pictures right now, and we had to do a full damp course on the actual property as well. From there, once we'd done that, we gave it a full rewire. It also needed a new boiler in the actual property, as well as we need to create the other 2 bedrooms, okay? So even though it was 3 bedrooms, one of the bedrooms wasn't the right dimensions, so we had to create 2 additional bedrooms downstairs, and we used the upstairs bedroom, the 3rd one upstairs, just for storage for us. Now, the actual had a roof issue that was causing some of the actual damp issues towards the rear of the property, but the rest was rising damp, so we actually sorted that out. So the actual roof repair, that sorted out for the long-term basis as well. Now, we had to put furniture into the property as well, because this property will be using for social housing, and also fully decoration to get it up to specifications, and fire regs, and also the fireboarding that's needed in place for the actual housing that we're using. Now, actually for strategy, as I said, we converted to a 4-bedroom HMO. We'd be using for social housing. So this property itself will be using specifically just for people in needing to get into a home where they've maybe been homeless previously before, and we actually help them on with move-on housing, okay, in temporary accommodation. So it's a 6-month AST, so not that long, but generally they stay around about 6 to 18 months, and they might move on to their own home, or depending on their rehabilitation program that they're actually on there as well. So the total income that we're getting on all 4 bedrooms of this is £1,426 per month. That's a total income annually of £17,112 per annum on that property. Now, this actually allows us to be able to pay our investors a lot more than what they currently get in the banks, okay? So it creates a win-win. One, we're actually helping people get off the streets, get into obviously the move-on housing, and obviously get their life back on track. But then also we're able to get pay a greater return to our investors. So how do we actually fund this deal in process to get it over the line? So we actually used a private investor to get into this deal, okay? So we had portion of bridging funds, as well as we had investors' cash as well. So our investor put in a total of £50,000, and our investor's actually based in Singapore. There's a doctor, they've known us for quite a while, and we actually originally met on social media, okay? Their objective is to get predictable income and predictable returns backed by physical assets. They don't like the stock market because they don't like it that is not backed by anything that can fluctuate quite drastically sometimes. So effectively they wanted a different strategy where they knew that it was backed by physical bricks and mortar, but they didn't want actually any involvement with it. So we actually paying them a 6% per annum on their actual £50,000, and the actual total per annum they're getting on that is £3,000 or £250 per month. Now we actually pay this annually, so on the year of the anniversary, we actually pay out £3,000 to the required bank account every single year on that. Now they went for a term of 36 months, so 3 years. So the total profit that they'll be making is £9,000. Now, as for time input, for this, they're probably looking around about 2 hours over the terms. That's setting up the contracts, making sure everything's all right, everything they're happy with that, and checking the bank accounts, making sure it's coming in over 2 hours over the term. If you want to learn how you can profit from UK property without any involvement at all, and start profiting from other people's labor, then simply head to reengineeryourwealth.com, where you can find out a little bit more on how this actually works for you. So just to recap, we've gone over today is a 3-bedroom property that we're converted to 4 bedrooms, and we're running a social housing HMO strategy. It's an end terrace property based in the northeast of England, and the total profit that our actual client made is £9,000 completely hands off throughout the whole term over a 3-year period. Now, otherwise, head to Facebook and Instagram, just give me a follow on there, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel as well at Property with Nick Clark, and I shall see you in next week's Deals Friday.